Now let us take the examples in which the d orbitals are also involved in the hybridization. That means in the intermixing of the atomic orbitals. The first in the category is sp3d hybridization. Remember, this type of hybridization is mainly shown by the elements which are present in the third period or the third period onward elements. Third period onward elements are having d orbitals or d subshell is there, so that can be engaged in the hybridization. Another important thing, whenever the d is involved, definitely the octet rule is not followed. The number of valence electrons will be much more than the 8, and because definitely the element has the ability to extend its octet. Now the best example in this category of sp3d hybridization is your PCl5 molecule. What we find in this case is that this phosphorus is having valence configuration of 3s2, 3p3, 3d0 configuration. Now what we find in this case is in the phosphorus ground state, it's almost as like this. But its d is completely empty. It's like 0, 3p3, 3s2. Now, in order to have maximum covalency, since the p is having, phosphorus is having d orbitals, this electron jumps and gets unpaired. So what we find in case of excited state in phosphorus, it is almost as like this. All its 5 electrons, they get what? Unpaired. Now since phosphorus is combining with 5 other atoms, like chlorine atoms, all these 5 orbitals, 1s, 3p and 1d overlaps to form or intermixes to form sp3d hybrid orbitals. So 5 combines, 5 new are formed. How these are arranged? As per valence shell electron pair repulsion theory, they will arrange themselves in a trigonal bipyramidal manner so that they can have minimum repulsion between the bonded pair electrons. Let us see what will be the shape of this type of a molecular species. It will be almost like this. So this is the central phosphorus. So this is how we can have a phosphorus which takes the shape of like, this is phosphorus. From here what we find is 1 chlorine overlaps, from here 1 chlorine overlaps, from here 1 chlorine overlaps, from here the another chlorine, and from here another chlorine. So it takes almost the shape of what? This is the triangular and these two are pyramidal. So these 3 are called equatorials, these are called axials, and this is how we get trigonal bipyramidal structure or geometry, where the angles are 120 degree and this one being perpendicular 90 degree. So this is what is your PCl5 molecular species. Now let us take the next type of hybridization in which the D is involved, and that's called sp3d2 hybridization. sp3d2. In this 1s, 3p and 2d are involved. It is mainly shown by which? The 16th group elements. Like the best example we can have is SF6. We know sulfur is having 3s2, 3p4, 3d0 ground state configuration. Now we can draw it like this in the box diagrams. Again the D is empty, the 3p is having 4, 3s is having 2 electrons. So it's almost as like this. Now, in order to have maximum covalency, since the sulfur is having D, it's two these paired electrons get what? Unpaired. And what we find in case of sulfur in the excited state is that it's all 6 electrons are now unpaired. It's almost as like this. Now all these 6, they combine with each other to form sp3 d2 hybrid orbitals. And this is then what will be the structure of this molecular species? Let us see. The structure of these hybrid orbitals will be almost like this. This is how the 4 hybrid orbitals gets arranged in the square shape. The 5th one is from the top, 6th one is from the bottom, and this is exactly the shape we can make out. They're having a square shape, and this becomes what? One pyramidal, and each angle in this case will be of what? 90 degree. Even the axial ones will be having a 90 degree. So this is how we have a shape. I can draw it like this because it cannot be shown in a very clear way in a 2-dimensional system. So it will be almost like this. So this is how these are arranged like this, and this is called, shape is called what? Square bi pyramidal, or we call this shape as octahedral. So this is the sp3d2 hybridization.